stats. He's played 4 times in Pro League, and he has not yet matched up against a Zerg. He's won his last 3 matches, though, and the thing is to note is that he hasn't played, like, recently. He doesn't play often. He doesn't get fielded often.
Yeah.
So I feel like even though he's got a really good record,
I don't think we're going to get a look at the predictions here, but it was just me and Kanata who voted for this guy. I feel like I was betting a lot against Shine. He's not looking that good here. But like as you guys did mention, he is a pretty big standard guy there. Codes did get to the round of 16. Definitely a pretty good player. He's gotten a lot of experience, but I feel like Rune is a guy, he doesn't get fielded that often, but he still has a lot of potential. Could definitely surprise Shine here.
And I mean, we haven't seen Ruin play against Zerg at all.
yeah, it's his first time.
It's like the biggest thing of all, like a big mystery. Like, how is he going to play? How good is he against Zerg? And Shrine has a lot more experience, that's for sure.
Well, looks like both players are ready and loaded up here in the lobby. Let's jump into game number 1. IM versus Samsung. Find out which one of these teams is going to take that very first important win.
LTA는 SK텔레콤.
Down here in the bottom left in the blue for Incredible Miracle, it is Ruin.
Sure that wasn't... Okay, yeah, it was. For some reason I thought I saw pink, but pink is at the top right. Here for Shine. I was like, I wanted to call you out. I'm like, pretty sure that was pink, and I'm like, I was just looking on the mini-map for the pink.
Me and you, during the break, we were talking about the reason why I picked Ruin. And I was like, well, he hasn't played that much. I think he's played about 2 games. And you're like, no, I think it's actually 4. And we haven't seen this guy.
You were like 1 or 2.
all.
I was like, it's a lot more than 1. At least 2. Well, I guessed 4.
And you were exactly correct.
The funny thing is, it's just Ruin does not come out often, so it's hard to really remember, exactly like how relevant he is compared to somebody like Shine who comes out so much more often, so much more regularly. Though the reason why I go Shine, not only just because I feel like Shine has more results and is more consistent recently, is also that Ruin is a type of player. When you think about him and you think about his most successful time in his career, when he was like bouncing between Codes and Codes, and when he was playing in the GSTL and being a really good crossfair for IM back then, he was a player who won off of usually snipings or really specific builds. But against Shine, because he's such a cheeser, he's so aggressive, it's hard to actually follow through with your build exactly the way you want to against this type of player. He's really going to throw you off early on. If you have a really specific plan, he's going to mess it up, and you're going to have to actually start playing a little bit more reactionary.
Yeah, I agree completely. I mean, there's just not enough information on Ruin. And Shine, obviously known for his very aggressive play.
Speaking of which,
Speak of the devil.
I actually really like this. It's not on point, but it's
he's going to pull all his pros, man.
Yeah, well, he was going to go Nexus first. Then he's going to get rid of this hatchery if he ever wants to get it down anytime soon. He definitely has enough probes to do it, and he will eventually get it down. You might see it cancel into Evolution Chamber.
Will he get it? Yes, he does.
Nice.
Delaying it even more, and he gets the hatchery first, so very nicely done. Denying it quite some time.
And now he's going to delay some more.
Yeah, he's going to dance around. No, he's not. He's just going to let it go up.
I think he wants to see, did you make a forge or not? Like, what's
that's
going on
actually a
here.
really good idea. And he doesn't see anything, so he's like, okay, he's going to go for it. But, I mean, losing so much mining time, that Nexus is only just getting up now.
It's so annoying. You were talking about how he's always going to throw this wrench into your play, and this is pretty much the earliest one you can do.
Yep. And 2 hatch before pool.
Oh, God.
Beautiful follow-up. So, Shine already taking the kind of the economic lead here.
Yeah.
Getting that pool a little bit later. No gas just yet, though.
So painful here for Ruin, but
not completely like game ending or
right.
game
It's not like
changing.
you can't recover from it, but
It's just really annoying and frustrating to deal with. Kind of some cheeky play from Shrine, kind of just showing how confident he is in the matchup and in general with his sort of trickery.
well, let's see how Ruin decides to follow this up. I mean, he could potentially just go into some early gateway pressure once that gate is done. He could go into his Stargate a little bit safer. But just letting the triple hatch before pool go up like this with his Nexus so late, with trying to do Phoenix harass or something, I feel like Shine is in a pretty good spot against something like that. I almost would like to see gateway pressure much more so. What about you, Moonblade? I mean, how do you just looking at this? I mean, if you're the Zerg, what would you not want to see? Like, what would scare you? Coming out of them.
It's hard to say at this point. I mean, like He isn't too far behind, but he obviously, the third hatchery kind of finished at the same time that Nexus did. So that's the kind of the point where we're at here. And we could see some aggression, but I mean, like, it's really going to come down to how well the scouting is done, how Ruin is going to set it up. Is he going to deny like all the overloads on the map with Phoenix into some sort of gateway aggression? Is he going to take a third base and kind of play defensive and try and kind of come back in the mid to late game with a good army composition? And it's really going to be up to Ruin here. And it's actually going to be really interesting because we haven't really seen how Ruin plays.
Well, to start, he's not going to throw down that Stargate right away. He's going to Chrono Boost out a Stalker here.
So he wants to get rid of that overload in the main base.
Yep.
So he really wants to wait until then before he starts releasing any sort of information with tech. And from here, we could very well see, it's going to be a Stargate. Overlord moves out of the way, so he decides to put it down. If we saw the Overlord turn around now, it'd be such a good play.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like it's going to happen. He wants to save it.
Sometimes Shine doesn't care what tech you're going for because what tech he's got planned is going to make your tech turn around.
Exactly. He's like, I'm the aggressor. You're going to have to scout me.
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, he's adding his gases now.
Adds a Twilight Council as well behind this.
Interesting.
I wonder what that is going to be all about. I've never quite seen a build like this before. At least not in a long while.
Is this Tails?
He doesn't have.
It could be like, like Phoenix or Oracle into like Blink all in.
It's going to be Corsair DT.
Like Oracle DT. I mean, I can see this working for sure. Like you get the air unit.
But the thing is, like, in my opinion, I think it's a terrible idea because in StarCraft 2, it's like, what are you going to want against Oracles and Phoenixes? Okay, support crawlers,
Yeah,
and then you just are like, okay, well then support crawlers are there for DTs, but it's going to be Blink.
It's going to be Blink, so it's going to be a Blink all in. So this is the Ruin. This is the Ruin we're learning about here, guys. It's like, okay.
This is what I'm talking about. This is the type of sniping build, the type of strat. It's like, all right, it's Ruin. What kind of strat are we going to see, right? I mean, in Pro League before, like the last time he was showing us some cool Immortal PBT, he was like showing us some new styles there in the late game, but normally he's much more known for, all right, like you think I'm doing this, but I'm actually pulling a fast one, or he plays much more like Billowy or Tails, like Brendan you were mentioning earlier. Much more stylistically like that direction.
Wow, and Shine is droned up so hard behind this. He's actually droned up magnificently. If he could scout this Twilight, he would know exactly what's going on, and he would have just the right army for it. But I don't think we see a Roach run up just yet.
No,
we see a lot of gases, though. If he goes for like a really fast Hydrogen, maybe. But, I mean, Pylons are already going up on the map.
Pure
Blink is almost finished.
Pure Speedling I don't think is going to work since he only has one Zerling on the map. He doesn't have speed done yet
exactly.
either.
It only works. It only works for the initial, like, if you get enough Zerglings out early on.
Oh, yeah, he's going to take the gold base!
Oh, this is terrible. He's completely misread it. He sees a warp into Stalker. He knows now. He's like, oh, crap.
Well, that's going to cost him some money.
If he cancels it.
He's throwing down the Spine Crawlers. He's got
Whoa!
2. No cancel. 3 Spine Crawlers on the way.
He's completely unprepared for this. Making
He's
a Hydra den. Making Hydras.
3 spines.
7 Hydras. I mean,
Roach speed. I mean, Zerling speed.
He can't throw away Zerglings, so he really needs Zerglings to survive.
Detection on the Oracle. Going to help him clear those tumors.
2 queens. He's so. It's going to be very hard.
He's going to lose units as they spawn.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
That's the problem. The spines are all the way at the back because he knows that they need to be back there so they can survive.
Wow. Oh, wow. Throwing drones
Gotta save that Mothership Core.
Time warp in the last second, and it's just, he's killing the reinforcements. Like, he's killing them as they come out of the egg. That's a really big issue here. Even the Oracle actually getting involved now. Transfuser's going down. Spines being repositioned here. Needs more Zerlings. 10 more about to pop.
He might have enough, actually.
And the Spines are about to land here. He has to get back.
He has to get back. Needs another warp in here.
He's got a good angle, though, on this hatchery now because the Spines are so far at the back. Yeah. Maybe he could snipe that. +1 about to be done for the Hydras here. It's going to give him a bit of a boost. 18 Stalkers on the map versus 5 Hydras and 11 Speedlings. Obviously, the Queens matter a lot, and 11 Hydras are about to pop out here. But still, I think there's a pretty big advantage to Ruin right now.
Spinecrawler reburrows and doesn't get up. Not enough lanes here to tank for the Hydras. A lot of Hydras being made. This hatchery is going to go down.
Well, a lot of Hydras popped out here, but I still don't know if it's enough.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
It's the +1, but there's just so many Stalkers right now. With Blink, it's just too efficient.
The Zealots tanking at the front, like you said, the Blink to save the Stalkers before they die. They start to regen. They do that damage at the back. Spinecrawler being transfused. He's got another Spine there at the north, starting to now participate in the fight. Those are just way too many Stalkers. Not enough shine here. He's lost a lot of drones. He's got a lot of production here of Hydras, but it's just coming out too little too late. cannot compete with this Protoss army. And now down to 63 supply, going to lose this spine. And I think that's just the end of the game here. Regenerating a lot of shields right now as he moves forward. Now he's starting to pick off Overlords. Drones are being pulled.
Drones are pulled. There's like 6, 7 Hydras fighting in the back as 6 Stalkers at a time being warped in here.
Cool build. Very Ruin, man. Very greedy build by Shine. Those 300 resources he lost on the hatch, definitely not doing him any favors.
Yep.
But even that, I mean, like, he was just completely unprepared for it. He had no idea it was coming. It was a great play with the Oracle. He's kind of seeing exactly where everything was. GG. And yeah, completely unprepared, as you can see with that 4th base going down in front of the pylon. Like, no Zergling scouts to kind of see anything. And yeah, completely caught off guard.
It was just such a tricky build. It caught Shine so off guard to the point where, you know, if he was just going Oracles and trying to take a 3rd base, Shine would have been in an amazing position.
Oh.
But that's exactly what Rune was showing them. He's like, I'm going Oracles and taking a 3rd base. And he put Shine into the position exactly where he wanted him, and then the follow-up was just too much. He wasn't prepared at all.
Yep. Hydra Tech just a little too late.
Well, I gotta say, man, I underestimated Ruin. He did play exactly how he expected him to play, but Shine was passive more than aggressive and didn't play to his own style. I think it was smart based on what he had seen, but, you know, you play greedy like that, sometimes you don't see what's going on and you're just going to get killed. I mean, that's this is the nature of the matchup, right? I mean, I'm sure Moonblade will confirm.
It's the nature of Zerg. If you don't see what's coming, you will most likely die because you'll be droning too hard. And it's what's all about. It's like, it's finding that fine line of where you can drone and where you have to make army. And if you can make that army in the perfect time, you will just about always win against this sort of timings.
Well, this is pretty interesting because now we've got a Zerg versus Zerg with Light versus Solar, and then Bjork goes up against Stork. So